To Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Kicking It with KeKe. Full of personalities. Switching up the storyline on God, we making history. Writing books, changing lives. One day at a time. Problems to the side. Enjoy yourself. Free your mind. Kicking It with KeKe.
What's up, you guys, and welcome to another episode of Kicking It with KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. I am your host, Author KeKe Chanel. When I'm not writing books that empower and entertain, I am here on this podcast. The launch of this podcast has been amazing. I have met some amazing people. I am joined with three of them today. We are getting ready to talk about a topic that a lot of people should talk about. We don't talk about it enough, and it is getting in your own way. Like, you got to get out of your own way sometimes. So, guests, I love to let everybody know who you are, and I give you an opportunity to tell the people as well. So, I am joined with the rich auntie, Coach Shaniqua, and Toya Amani from Lipstick by Imani. So, the rich auntie, I'll give you a chance to go first. Just tell the people who you are and what you do. Tell us a little bit about your businesses and everything like that.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anita. I am the CEO of Value Classy Boutique. I say my boutique is for the grown and sexy people that know who they are and they are unapologetic about it. You know, they do what they do. And also, I am the rich auntie. And when I say I'm the rich auntie, I mean I'm rich in love, peace, joy, favor. You see, I'm on Kicking It with KeKe.
Hey.
Like, this is favor, you know. I don't take anything for granted. I am grateful for this opportunity. And also I'm manifesting wealth as well. I am a Louisiana native, but I live here in California where stars are born and made. And I plan to be one of them.
Yes.
So thank you for having me.
Absolutely. All right, Toya Money, you could go next, ma'am.
Hey. Thank you for having me. Again, I'm your girl, Toya Imani. I am the founder and CEO of Lipstick by Imani. We are eco-friendly and cruelty-free cosmetic brand where we inspire through beauty. All purchases made here at Lipstick by Imani comes with an affirmation with the hopes that the words speak to their inner beauty as our cosmetics enhances our outer beauty.
Mm-hmm.
I am also the founder of Imani Enterprise, which is a virtual operation business that support business owners, helping them actually with the tedious things and giving them back time in their day to focus on generating more revenue. So
absolutely.
Yes. Thank
Love
you for
that.
having me.
All right, Coach. You up
That
next,
is-
ma'am.
That is awesome. Well, thank you so much for having me. I'm Coach Shaniqua, and I help new entrepreneurs to attract their ideal clients using strategic and consistent branding. It's my job really to help you guys show up online with confidence and with the clarity that you need to attract your right client and repel your wrong client.
Oh, I love that. I love
Awesome.
that. Awesome. And again, thank you, ladies, for kicking it with me this evening. We're about to get into a great topic and have a wonderful time. It's funny how we all connected on social media. A lot of people think that social media is bad, and I am here to say, listen, I have these three ladies right here that I've been connected with for about a month, couple of weeks.
Yes.
And we stuck like glue. Let me tell you, y'all ain't leaving me. Y'all ain't leaving me.
They stuck with us, KeKe. They stuck with us.
Yes. So, getting out of your own way. Can each one of you guys elaborate and tell listeners what that means to you? And y'all can, you just jump in there.
I'll go. For me, I remember, and it's dated on my personal Instagram. The date was October 1, 2020. And I decided, I was like, on this day, I decided to walk in my greatness because, I felt as though it was me that was stopping me with just basically fear, right? It was
Mm.
just fear. And a lot of people look at me and be like, oh, she a social butterfly. But what they didn't know, I used to be shy. So I would use that, use that to be like, okay, I'm kind of scared. But when I decided that day that, hey, shy people make shy money, and that's where that saying came from. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to go ahead and walk in your greatness and stand boldly and accept the gifts that God has given you. And here I am. So that's what it means to me personally.
Mm-hmm.
And as I began to walk in that greatness, I began to utilize the journey that I've been on, like personal journey to
Mm-hmm.
actually to be able to give back and feedback to other people by just using my greatness, and that's what it means to me. So it's
Absolutely. And I want you to say that one more time. The shy people make shy
shy
money.
people, shy people make shy money.
Listen, that right
So
there, I can't stress enough. That has been, I've said that since you said it to me on every one of the podcasts that I recorded after that. And
the
I'm
shirts and hats is coming
listen.
in print.
Hey, go ahead and trademark it. Go ahead and trademark it, like for real, because that's gonna sell. I want one size medium. Okay, next lady who's up.
Go ahead, Rich Auntie.
Okay. Well, when I thought about that, getting in my own way, I thought about the times that I overthought things. I just overthought things and worried about what other people would think about me calling myself the rich auntie.
Right.
And I'm learning not to even think about it and go for what I want to do. It's not about anyone else. It's about making myself happy.
Absolutely.
Being unapologetic, and doing what I want to do. Like 3 years ago, I moved from Louisiana here to California because guess what? I got out my own way because a lot of times, like I didn't want to put my my resume on Indeed, and when I did, like great opportunities happen for me. So a lot of times we just have to get out our own way. Get out our own way.
Getting out of that comfort zone.
Yes, exactly.
All right, Coach.
I love that. When I think about, getting out of your own way, I think of the common, phrase that we are our own worst critic. Right. And so a lot of times we do stay in our own way because we are critiquing every little thing about ourselves. Right. Some things that nobody else even noticed sometimes, right? Everybody else is looking at you like you a superstar and you like, oh my God, I forgot to say a word, or oh my God, I spelled this wrong, or oh my God, I said that wrong.
Right.
And so, even amongst, you ladies so far sharing today, the common thing that I'm hearing is mindset. Right. In order to get out of your own way is you got to shift your mindset. What are you believing about yourself and about what you deserve out of life? Right. Because when you stay in your comfort zone and you stay in your own way, you're really capping out your potential.
Right.
Absolutely.
I love that. And I just believe, like you said, like everyone, I agree with everyone's, statement. You have to change your mind in order to change your life. When you know that you are put here to be better, you tend to do better. You want better. So that radiates and it reflects, and everybody around you will see that. And they would say, you know what? Dang, KeKe look different. What she do? Look, come here. Let me have a conversation with her. Like, Toya Money, hey, why you smiling like that so much, girl?
Absolutely.
Hey, I'm walking in my purpose and I'm enjoying the journey along the way, because we are all put here to serve a purpose. Our purposes align with each other. They're different, but they go together, if that makes any sense. Like-minded individuals. And I told somebody this a few months back on my live show that I believe that this season, God is allowing his like-minded individuals to come together to change the narrative in our culture, our community, and in our family structure. So I am so thankful that you guys are here. What do you believe is the first step, besides mindset, to getting out of our own way?
As being a therapist, like with NA or any type of treatment, you first have to acknowledge that there is a problem. You have to first acknowledge that, you know what, I am getting in my own way. Because a lot of times, we're in denial. Like, you say, well, oh no, I'm very confident. But first you have to acknowledge that you are getting in your own way. You're overthinking things. You are your own worst enemy. You may not think so, but you're not eating healthy, things that are not proper for you. You're not getting the proper rest. You're not, so those are things that you are your own worst enemy, because you know better, but you're not doing better. Eating that fried chicken is not good for you. Your cholesterol is high. It's those are things like we have to get out our own way and first acknowledge that, hey, this is a problem.
Right. And I'm glad that you say that, because I'm a very confident person, but I was always shy to exude that, because I was thrown into the limelight as a kid. Like, everybody saw my greatness and my potential, but I didn't. So I would run like, I don't want to be the first one at church because they're going to make me usher. I don't want to be the narrator to this play at school. I don't want to lead this song on Sunday. I don't think my voice is good enough or whatever. But I thank God for the people who pushed me. But in doing so, I shrunk myself. I didn't want to be seen because I was running, I guess, from my purpose or being where God wanted me to be. And so the older I get, I start to evolve and change and grow and say, you know what, God, thank you for those people, because here I am with my podcast with these 3 wonderful ladies, and we are having a great time. So, and then again, you said about what you eat, I believe that, getting out of our own way, that is a big part of it too, because you eat certain things that make you sluggish. It can cloud your judgment. It can push you to doing things that you normally wouldn't do. So that most people don't think about that, but that's a pivotal factor in our day-to-day life, lifestyle.
Yes.
So, Toya, Imani, what do you say?
Yes, I believe that my foundation, I'm always gonna put God first, right? So
Right.
I believe that God places people in your life.
Mm-hmm.
I place people in my life
Mm-hmm.
that actually recognized my greatness when I did.
Mm-hmm.
And also it actually came with just maturity. And then I being like the way I was raised, I will always try to downplay, my greatness for people that I was with to make them feel comfortable, right?
Oh, wow.
But as I grew, I actually began to see that the people around me would begin to change. And I remember one day, this was like within the last 5 years, I was actually riding with a friend of mine who happens to be my creative director. And I was telling her that, I feel as though I wasn't talented. Like, I don't have no gifts like singing or, just no gift, right? And she was like, I wish you just stop saying that. She said, do you recognize your greatness? She said, your gift is you connect with people. The connection, the connection that you make with people, with building that rapport, and just everybody can't do that.
No.
And she's like, that is definitely a gift that you have. And then that same, like, with the time, as time grew, and I will always hear her play that conversation play back in my head. And then I will begin to meet other people, be like, oh, you're such awesome, and then I was like, you know what? If they speak my greatness and recognize my greatness, then I need to start owning up to it, because, I don't want God to take my gift from me, right?
Yes.
So that's the subject, right? So I was at that point, then I began to grow, and even though I'm a mature adult, then at that point, like you said, my whole mindset shift,
Right.
and just started actually being around like-minded individuals, and then that's when I began to realize, you are great, and and then it just begins to blossom. And when you recognize that greatness of the people, and you get bold in it, not confident in it,
Right.
and then you notice that around you, the other people that are around you, it actually they recognize your greatness as well. And then the people that you want to like my mission, to inspire, those people begin to actually recognize, and it just go from there. So I was like, and I just began to walk in it, and the doors of opportunity will just begin to open, just like you, like this right here.
Yes.
Here with KeKe Chanel.
Yes. Listen. Come on, coach. I know you got some good stuff to say.
That's awesome. Wow. I think everybody said something really great. I think for me, it was like some of my first steps was deciding the kind of life that I wanted to have. Right. So not only did I have to shift my mindset, but also being able to identify, what I wanted for my life, looking at the women, who are in my life and the women who are in my family. I am the first entrepreneur. I am the first trailblazer, to do something different. And I looked around and decided that, what was around me is not what I wanted for myself or for my own daughter.
Right.
And not that I don't love them or not that I don't, respect their decisions. I love my family. I'm a very much family oriented person. It just was not the life that I wanted. And so once you start to examine, the people around you and, your upbringing and, the lifestyle that people who are close to you are living. And then you start getting in environments like this with amazing people who give you a different perspective.
Yes.
And, you start to see the beauty outside of, I live in Charlotte. So the beauty outside of, little 704 Charlotte, the world is so much bigger and the potential is infinite. And, just having access to even, the acknowledgement of how big the world is. And, now we have access to that, right here on our phone.
Yes.
So, I would say, for me, one of the first steps was just, seeing myself in a different light, just choosing that I wanted a different life for myself and for my own daughter.
Yes. And I'm glad you talked about, the cell phone with social media. I believe that when the pandemic hit, it allowed a lot of us to tap into our next level because we had to stand still and get real with ourselves real quick, like, right? Okay, so we can't go outside the house. So what we gonna do now? Yeah. I kept talking about starting a podcast. I can't, I'm like, I'm gonna do it. I'm putting it off. So God was like, okay, I'm gonna call your bluff. What you gonna do? Started the lives and now I'm doing the podcast. So I'm glad that it forced me to get out of my own way. Sometimes we have to be in a place of stillness to realize I know that there's something bigger for me and I want it. So let me do what I need to do to tap into that so God can open those doors. And these 3 doors right here, listen, I'm so excited about it. It's just, a lot of people talk about social media being negative. I mean, it's what you feed yourself. Like you can hit that unfollow button at any time.
Yeah.
You don't have to engage with people that is not feeling you in a positive way. Reciprocity is great, but it can also be bad if it's done in a bad way. For every good thing, there's an evil, thing too. So we just have to make sure that we're listening to the voice of God. And we're surrounding ourselves with God-like people. And so the God in me identifies the God in you. And we know that we on the right path with each other. Because I believe, like, hey, I'm looking side by side. I ain't looking back and I ain't looking forward. I'm looking side by side at the people that's on the side of me. We all moving forward. That's how I feel about it. And that takes getting out of your own way. The importance of knowing when to walk away from something or someone. Let's talk about that in order to push forth, because I'm a firm believer that everyone has a reason, season, and a lesson to teach us in our lives. And it's okay not to have everyone in your life all the time. You outgrow people. That doesn't mean that you don't want what's best for them, but you can't push people when you're ready to fly. You can't push them. Either they flying, they done found their wings, are they going to be on the ground? I'm sorry. So the importance of knowing when to walk away from something or someone when it comes to getting out of your own way. What can you ladies just talk to the listeners a little bit about that?
Sink or swim. What you gonna do? You can't be pulling me down with you.
Hey, look, I can't swim, but I'm gonna put on a life jacket. How about that?
I think that's a really good question, and I'll start us off with this one. The importance of knowing when to walk away, I think, is vital, because if you are in a relationship with someone and one, they're not supportive of where you're going,
right? They constantly want to bring you back to who you used to be or how you used to be. And, you know, well, you changed. Well, we're supposed to change. You know, we're supposed to, you know, go from, you know, evolve into a beautiful butterfly, right? And we're supposed to evolve, right? And I'm sorry if you're not. And, you know, I'm sorry if my growth is affecting you in a negative way instead of a positive way, right?
Yeah, that's
and so I think that is a surefire sign that is not a relationship that you want to maintain. If you're making strides in the right direction, like you choose, you know, to Nita's point is you want to start eating healthier. And they're like, why are you eating all them salads? Why are you doing all this? Why are you going to the gym? You know, that's a sign that, you know, they don't have your best interest at heart. You mad at me for doing something good for myself? Like, I can't argue with you.
Right. I love myself. You should love me too. What's wrong with you?
Yeah.
And I'm glad that you say that, because I had a lifestyle change. Like I dropped 60 pounds over the last 3 years.
Awesome.
I cut out a lot of meat, processed sugar. I exercise 5 days a week. And at first, some of my family members didn't understand. Well, why are you not eating meat? You need meat to live. Who said that? I mean, you need everything in moderation, but it doesn't agree with my body. It wasn't digesting well. So it would cause me to have pain, discomfort. So I'm not putting that in me to feel like that. It's not worth it. And so you know what happened? They started to make dishes for KeKe. Hey, I know you don't eat this, but I got you. Yeah. So I feel like the people that that has your best interest at heart, that are supposed to come along with you, they adjust. And that's my word for this year, adjust. They want to see you win. They said, girl, okay, you don't start dropping weight. What you doing? Come here, let me tell you what I'm gonna do. Either you're gonna do it or you're not. Yes. I found some people did it. They saw the transfer, you know, the results. I had some that they wanted to get what I done, but they didn't do it. I can't hold your hand. I can't make you do it. So yeah, I just had to put that in there because you was right on the money with what I was gonna say.
Listen, that's good. And I think it's important too, you know, to be able to say, even if you don't come with me, I am still going.
Yes. Yes.
I'm still going with or without you.
Absolutely.
And for me, like just having those, like the relationships, right, that I have built over the years with those people, I find that those that do matter, they still may be there. It's just that the conversation or the time frame that you spend talking to them, like, is not all the time. Like I spend more time talking to, you know, the rich auntie who, you know, because again, her conversations and that we have, and you know, is like-minded. Whereas my girlfriend that I grew up with, you know, the conversation is totally different. So I find myself not saying there's anything negative amongst us. It's just that the relationship of the conversation, what I would want to have, is she's not interested in. Right. So when we pick up when the time is right, but on a normal daily basis, I'm going to be, you'll find me, you know, talking to the rich auntie way more than I will talk to the girlfriend, than those that actually that is not agreeing. And you know, God just kind of, you know, nothing, no drama even have to happen. Those people just kind of like, you know, flow away on their own,
right?
Without even, you know, it's like, okay, so their season has come to an end, right?
And be okay with that. Yeah, we have to be okay with that.
Quite, like, yes, definitely okay with it, you know, and no bad will at all. Just, you know, I pray for you from a distance, and it's just, you know, your time and your season has come to an end.
All right. If we run into each other, we gonna whoop de whoop. Hey, girl, what's up? You know, and I'll holler at you the next time I see you.
That's it. That's it.
What about you, rich auntie?
Child, let me tell you this. Look, I'm at the stage in my life that I'm not going to stand where I'm not celebrated. If I'm not celebrated, you know, I got to move on, you know. I stayed at my job for too long, you guys. I was there, faithful, just wanting, you know, I was doing things, but I had been there too long. You know, we be in marriages too long. You know what I'm saying? You outgrow people, but you still like, well, you know, I gotta be there, you know, especially from the South, you know, they stay, the husbands will be cheating and honey got
Wives
babies
too, don't
over
leave
here.
that.
Look, got babies over here, got babies over there, and you sitting up there still with them, honey.
Mhm.
Well, you know, I mean, that's my husband. You're like, no, God wants you to, you know, have joy, have peace, you know,
Yes.
live in abundance. You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? Like, so a lot of times we do get in our own ways, like staying in places too long. Like I was in my job too long, and God had something better for me, like so much better for me, you guys. Like, so look, stop staying in these places too long.
And then listen to your gut, listen to yourself. Like that is there for a reason.
A discernment.
Yes. And if you don't have it, ask God to elevate that, to magnify it and give you clarity on what to do, who to leave, whatever. And that may be just a season of them not being in your life right now. That doesn't mean that it's over. You just not right now. We'll see what happens. And they're gonna have to stand beside it, is respected. If not, then you know, maybe we won't see each other again, because you just have to know when to walk away. Like it's okay. But yeah, walking away is hard because sometimes you lose some of the best people, not realizing that those people are holding you back and causing you to stay in your own way. Because boy, the power of words, the power of the tongue, you have to be mindful of the things that you say, how you say it, and you have to be specific.
You do.
Specific, yes.
I think also just to add another perspective and another point too, people stay, you know, in relationships, whether husband and wife, boyfriend, girlfriend, or platonic relationships, because they don't, I don't want to say that they don't have any self-worth, but they don't believe that they can obtain better. Like they stay in, you know, poor friendships because they don't think they can get better friends. They stay in, you know, poor marriages because they don't think they can get better husbands or wives or, you know, whatever the case may be. And I think that's an important, you know, too, is that we continue to affirm ourselves, you know, and remind ourselves that we were created in his image, right? There's no man made of flesh and blood like me, you know, who can judge me or who can, you know, dictate the level or the capacity at which I perform. Right. And if you cannot contribute to elevating me and I'm elevating you, and, you know, it may be your season to pull me up, it may be my season to pull you up, because, you know, life happens and things change and you got to flip flop out. But, you know, if you find yourself constantly giving and pouring and giving, but then when it's your turn and you need replenishment, you're not getting that, then it might be time to go ahead.
If I'm always giving, why do I need you in my life? Like if I can't call you when I'm having a bad day because you always having a bad day, how does that work? Like for real.
We both can't be having a bad day at the same time.
But you always having a bad day. Why? Like, do you get up just to be mad in the morning? Like I get up in the morning and I'm grateful for a new day to experience it, because I realized that not everybody is given this every day. Somebody didn't make it. So why should I spend my life with a boot in my day with a boot in my mouth? Like, for real, like, no, we're not doing that. I'm gonna wash my face with this cold water because it just does something to me. I thank God I sit with myself. I'm gonna drink my water because, you know, I'd be thirsty like I done ran a race or something in the morning. So I'd be thirsty, girl. But yeah, that's my morning routine. I do that. I make my bed, you know, I do yoga. I meditate in the shower. I do stuff that's gonna get me ready to tackle the day. So I'm not beat up when the adversity comes, because we women in business, it's gonna happen. You're not gonna always have those good days where everybody want to work with you and you getting these sales and all this kind of stuff. So you have to know, hey, this has been a bad week, but I'm gonna smile through it, because guess what? It's better than the alternative. Yes. So can you ladies give one tip to the listeners who are listening in today that they can do daily, something that they can do daily to make sure that they're not getting in their own way? One thing that they can do to make sure that they're not getting in their own way.
Get in the mirror and speak to yourself. Like I would strongly get in the mirror, speak to yourself and affirm those things. those positive words. You know, if you even have to make a list and stick it in the mirror, wherever you're going to be in the morning time, speak to yourself and, and confess with your mouth. Like, I am beautiful. I am great. I will walk in my greatness. I will achieve this. So speak those speaking to yourself. Because me, I'm like, Toya, yes, Imani. Okay, what we're going to do today. This is
Yes.
what it is. Like,
Mhm.
really, and we have to look a whole time, because this is what's going to happen. And we're going to do this today. And, just speak to yourself. And when that time comes, you have to remember those words, because something's going to happen
Mhm.
throughout the day. It may not every day, but some things happen. You got to just remember, get in the mirror, and then and speak to yourself. So that's
Right.
the words I would actually
That reminds me of a song. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself. You
Hmm.
know,
Yes.
I would
Be
sing it, but
encouraged.
I would sing it, but I ain't gonna do it. I'm gonna wait till karaoke. I might sing it for y'all.
The rich auntie will kick a tune for us, honey.
All right.
Look, I be ready, honey.
Mhm.
Be encouraged. Look,
Yes.
I be wanting to sing, but can't sing.
I know. Listen.
I would say every day I have like my journal, and I write down things every day to challenge me.
Mhm.
Things that I'm fearful of,
Mhm.
I like going live. Like, now I'm going live every week. I'm doing interviews. Like,
Yes.
I'm like, look, and just last year I was like, I want to be on your show.
Mhm.
And like, now here I'm on the podcast. So I'm learning
And the
to be
show is next.
impeccable.
The show is next.
Yes, yeah, I receive it. To be impeccable with my words, to just stay growing, challenging myself, even though I'm fearful of some things. Like, hey, I'm writing it down, I'm making it plain,
Mhm.
making this, whatever I want to happen in my life, I'm writing it down, making a plan, and speaking it,
Mhm.
over my life. Life
Right.
and death lies in the power of your tongue,
Mhm.
So what you're saying over your life, that's what's going to happen. If you keep speaking defeat is going to come to you.
Mhm.
I'm the rich auntie, honey.
Huh. Listen, and
Period.
I
And
for
you are
one,
too.
I am thankful that you started your lives, because this is how I met these two beautiful ladies right here. And I don't know if our circles would have crossed paths, like if we would have crossed paths otherwise. I've met some more amazing people that has been on the show. I did a recording with Butterfly Thoughts earlier, and we was just like, hey, like, that's my sister right there. I can go to Brooklyn and know that I got somebody that's gonna be down for me there, right? So
That is
Yes.
awesome. That is awesome.
I am thankful that you decided to do your lives, like got out of your own way and just did it.
Yes. Thank you.
Mhm.
That's dope. I love it. I love it. And I love that you said, Nita, you're writing it down and you're doing it even if you're scared, right?
Yep.
Trying it even if you are scared. And I think that is a sure, way to make sure that you're getting out of your own way. But one thing I started doing, maybe I want to say September of last year, is I started asking myself, what would she do? And she is the highest version of Shaniqua. Not anybody externally, not anybody around me, not Oprah, not anybody I look up to, right?
Yeah.
But what would she do? The highest version of Shaniqua, right? What would she do today? Right. And even though I don't have everything that the highest version of Shaniqua would have right in my mind, every day making strides toward, attaining those things, making strides toward being that woman of integrity, and continuing to, build myself and carry myself as a woman of integrity. And, making sure every day that I'm showing up, as the best version of myself that I can be today. I think sometimes we get so focused on, the future, and, we have these big bodacious goals, and, we want to, have all these things, and we forget about just the beauty of today, right? The acts that you can do today, small things can lead to big progress, and just taking it really a day at a time, and having your goal in mind, but not letting that be the only thing that you focus on. Like, focus on today. What can you do today? Not what happened yesterday, not what you don't have access to, not what resources you don't have, but what can I do today? What do I have access to today?
Absolutely. Like, yeah, I tell anybody, if you don't have control over something, don't give that too much energy. Like, because it's gonna drain you.
Yeah.
For what? It's still gonna be there. Are they gonna still be doing the same stuff? And you tired looking crazy because you didn't put all your energy into worrying about it. And they not, because they ain't trying to change. Absolutely. That mindset is all over the place, but it ain't in the right place. So no, don't, no.
And you can't focus,
Yes.
all discombobulated.
Yes. And then you missing money because your client's like, what is wrong with you? I'm gonna holler at you. And there you go. Yeah. So should saying no feel guilty when it comes to you getting out of your own way and you trying to make sure others don't try to come in and cause that roadblock or that obstacle? Should you feel guilty for saying no? Somebody that is listening, that will listen to this podcast, is probably feeling like them saying no is causing problems. And it's not. No is a complete sentence for me. I'll say no in a minute. Like, except for when it comes to helping people that are trying to help themselves. Now, I have a problem saying no to people like that. But what do you feel? What would you ladies say about saying no shouldn't feel guilty?
I would say it's easy to say no. You shouldn't feel guilty, but to your point, yes, people are, going to feel guilty. So how do you overcome that guilt? Is, keeping your end goal in mind, right? And really checking in with yourself and saying, am I doing this because I want to be the yes man or the yes woman and I want to be everybody's go-to? I'm sorry, but those days are played out. Yes. I don't want to be nobody's superwoman. I want to be nobody's superhero. I don't want to be the yes man. No, thank you.
Keep it. I don't want it.
I don't want it. So, really think about if by saying yes, is it going to serve you, the greater good, and the vision that you have for your life? Because if you say yes to 5,000 things, you can't be operating in them at your best capacity.
Absolutely.
And that is not serving you or the people that you're saying yes to.
Right.
So, I would say, examine it from that perspective too, right? You may feel guilty, but think about, the result that the person is going to get. Are you really helping them by saying yes to 500 people when you have the capacity for 2?
Right. Absolutely.
Oh, that was
good. That was good. Yes. I had to shift my seat, girl.
Right. And I'm going to shift it a little bit with always like saying, always saying, yeah, right. Now I don't feel no kind of way to say no. Now it took some time for me to get there, for me being, the social that I am, is, the love, just loving people and want to help. But at some time it at some point that became draining, right? Such as, people look at your growth and they may say, oh, I see you doing this and I see you doing that. Can you help me? Or can I pick your brain for a second? 2022 was that year for me that I was like, it's going to be a strong no.
A strong no.
Strong no.
I don't work for free.
Yes, I'm going to slip you. Yeah, that's it. Slip you my, oh yeah, I can help you. Just slide that on my Calendly link and let you schedule that appointment. And that started I don't even have to say no, because they eliminated the no themselves.
Look, they do the ease on out.
That church on up, right?
Ease on down the road. What Mike and them say, ease on down the road. Yeah.
So that was my way of eliminating though, because that's what was coming to me, a lot of, let me pick your brain, can you, and I will always say yes, and honey, I would spend hours and hours pouring in, and then nothing come from it. So I don't know time, I'm drained, and honey, now a strong no. Then or if not a no, I just slide you the link and you can book from there. So that's how I handle that.
Me too. Same exact. Mm-hmm. Did you want to add? Go ahead.
Oh, I do not have a problem saying no. To thine own self be true, honey.
Yes.
Like, you're trying to um help everyone else, and a lot of times stress bring on sickness in your body, because you're over extending yourself, trying to be all things to everybody, and it's just not possible. It's just not possible. So you have to say no. Learn to say no.
Please learn to say no. We're not
Yeah.
telling y'all.
Not just to drugs, but to
Yes,
that
like
too, but learn to say no.
like I feel like you should take a moment and say, if I say no to this, how is it gonna affect me? And if it don't, if hey, it ain't gonna affect me at all. So how's it helping me? Then no.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
I want to add something to KeKe Chanel, if that's okay. I want to add something for young women who maybe are not as confident in themselves yet, because it can be really, really hard at a younger age. I know for me, I'm not even 30 yet, right? I know.
Wow.
Honey, if
Wow.
I'm
you
telling
ain't,
you.
I hate to see it. I hate to see it. That they ain't ready for you. They not.
you ain't, yeah, because honey, if you ain't 30 yet, the world,
They ain't ready,
you're
baby.
forced to be reckoned with, sis. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just be like
Thank
this.
you.
That's my friend.
Yeah.
Yes. Look,
Yeah.
Thank you.
you done sent me on a whole nother. I'm like, listen,
But for me, I in my earlier 20s, it was hard for me to say no because I didn't know who I was. And so, I would encourage anyone, who maybe in their early 20s, or even teenagers who, maybe listening to this podcast with their parent or whatever, is to really examine who you want to be and how you want to show up and how you want the world to perceive you, because that's important to understand early on. You're going to save yourself so much time in life, right? I love my mom, and she's 51 now. And, she is so confident in who she is, right? But she hasn't always had that. She didn't have that in her 30s and in her 40s, right? And I feel like all of that time maybe could have been used more productively, had she had the confidence that she has today. And had I had the confidence that I have today, and in the confidence in who I am today, earlier on, I know I'm not 30 yet, but 20s, early 20s, through college, if I had that, I would have wasted a lot less time. So, for younger ladies, who might be listening to, this podcast, teenage girls, early 20s, examine yourself, figure out who you want to be, and don't think you have to wait. It's going to be some magic age where you all of a sudden know who you are. No, you got to do the work to figure it out.
Yes, you have to figure it out.
Exactly.
It's no time. It's no time frame to figure out who you are and what you're supposed to be doing in this world. Like if you open your mind to it, God will give it to you. Or you just have to have that mindset that I want better for myself. I want people to see me as such and such and such and such, and then work your butt off to do it.
Right.
Work your butt off to do it.
And if I could, Coach KeKe Chanel, if I could piggyback off of what Coach Shaniqua just said when she mentioned, because that's something that I often think about, right? Had I had the mindset that I have now, back when I was in my early 20s, or even just in my early 30s, right? Because just that mindset was totally different. So and when she really jumped on what I was getting ready to say, because I was about to come back around and say, when I say a strong no, it's a small group of women that I would not say strong no to, and that's because it is an age group, and I'm not sure you guys know that I do mentor young women from the ages of 13 to 21. Is because I didn't have nobody back then for me to reach up to and be like, yeah, I had a great mom, but I didn't have no. Sometimes for younger girls, it's easier for them to talk to that cool auntie, right?
Right.
Yeah. So in that age group of women, of between the ages of 13 and 21, and that small age group, I have a very, very big heart heart for those. So that group, I may not say. I'm gonna just tell you, I ain't gonna tell them no.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I want to pour back into them,
Mhm.
because that's just my way of giving back to our community, because I want them to sometimes they need those short questions, right? Those open-ended questions to help them to get their mind thinking in a different avenue, right? So they can begin to see their greatness, because it's just a society that we living in, and they feel like though they don't have nobody to talk to.
Right.
That's why the suicide rate is so high, because they feel like that nobody can relate to them.
Mhm.
And that's not true. Like, I can relate to you. And Coach Shaniqua, I applaud you, because at your age, honey, if you're not even 30 yet, let me tell you something. You is a force to be reckoned with.
They not
sis.
ready. I'm telling you, like for real.
They're
Like
not ready for you.
if
Yes,
my
they're not ready.
mindset was like that at your age, girl, we wouldn't be on this call. Y'all would be booked. Y'all would have had to schedule this for me. I'm so serious. Like, let me.
Right.
We're booked
Hello,
6 months
KeKe
out.
Chanel's office. Yes, let me check her calendar. That would have been me
It's
if I
coming.
would have had.
It's
You're like,
coming.
for real.
It's coming, though, KeKe. It's
Hey, I
coming.
receive it. I receive
Right.
it.
It's coming.
But
It's
you know what?
coming.
I'll never tell you ladies no. Clear the schedule
Yeah.
for them. Like, for real.
Oh,
For real.
Thank God
Y'all
for
heard it
favor.
here. Y'all heard it here.
That's favor.
favor,
honey.
honey. Look, that's
I
favor.
love it.
Favor ain't fair, but it's final. And I thank God that I'm one of his favorite. I know that for a fact. Can't
Yes.
nobody tell me different. I know, because he's kept me through my being my worst enemy. When I didn't love myself, I'm glad that he didn't take his hands off me, because ain't no telling where I would be. And I could tell people my story and my journey, because I used to have that mindset, like, I don't give a damn about nothing. No, don't pray for me. Pray for yourself. That was me.
Wow.
Because when you don't love yourself, you allow everybody else to love you, or anybody to love you. And then you put yourself through stuff that God didn't want for you. And I didn't blame God. I knew that it was me, because I always heard him in my ear. I just didn't listen. So I'm just grateful that he never took his hands off me. Do you know how blessed we are that God
Yes.
has not taken his hands off of us?
At all.
Yes.
Woo!
And I just think of for my journey, like the journey that that journey that you've gone on, or that we've on, or my personal journey, because I know for a fact that my journey that I've gone on, and the things that I've gone through, have allowed me to sometimes I always say, well, once my misery is not my ministry, because that's something else that add on, that those things now that they've been pushed to the side. Look, let me get out of my own way, because I know that I didn't see or recognize then why I was going through it. But now I see it's because it was, if I didn't go through that young divorce, I won't be able to tell that young woman, or if I didn't lose a baby, right? I won't be able to relate to. So some things you don't know. But when you get out your own way and realize, okay, God, unfortunately that I did go through that, it was a misfortune. My past was a misfortune, but my future is set for a queen. So those things.
Come
but
on.
I got on now I'm on my own way, and I recognize my testimony, and it let me just go ahead and walk in my greatness. So
Yes. I love that. I love that. I love that. And I was having a conversation with one of my sisters, and she was like, KeKe, I applaud you, because you have known what you wanted for yourself for a while. A lot of people don't find that out until later, or they never do. She said, so stop being hard on yourself. Because I called and I was being hard on myself, because I was having a moment, and she brought me back to reality. And I was like, all right, girl, okay, coach, like she had to coach me through. She had to coach the coach, right?
Right.
We all need that sometimes. And I'm glad that I have a strong support system. And I advise anybody that's listening to make sure that you have a strong support system. That support system may not be anyone that you're related to, may not be your friend, it might be total strangers, but they're there.
Yep.
So just get that, and they're gonna pour into you and love on you, because not everyone has a family to is loving. Because I feel like people can't give what they never experienced. And in the Black community, being successful as a woman, first of all, no, you go find you a man, you let this man take care of you, you put up with whatever he do, because you can't come back here. We got 2 minutes left, you got to go make a place so you can come back and get some of these. And that has been a vicious cycle. And I'm glad that women have started to rise above that and teach the next generation, you know what, you can do anything that you set your mind to, you know, just stay out of your own way. And it takes people like you ladies pouring into other young girls, and, you know, even myself, women, you know, because I'm 44, I just made 44 in January. So, you know, I'm a seasoned woman.
You look great. You look amazing.
Listen, we write that. Look, we write that together. I tell people all my time, like my baby, like, Mama, you don't mind telling people your age? I said, honey, I'm 43. Listen, well, I'm 40. I'll be 43 I'll be 43 in August. But I don't mind telling, you know, the next person my age, because I'm seasoned, like a little seasoned. But
ain't nothing wrong with a little season, baby. Bring that flavor.
You know, we like our chicken with
Hey.
location,
like our chicken.
right? Right.
I can't have it, but you know, y'all have some for me.
Listen, you gonna be fine by yourself, sis. So
listen, like when I tell people I have a 25-year-old, it's like, what?
Yes. When you said that the other day on the live, I was like, a 25-year-old what? A 25-year-old what?
And her birthday 3 days after mine. She made 25 in January as well. I was on the 1st and she was on the 4th. Yep. But on a personal note, because we can go on forever, what would you tell your younger self about getting out of your own way as the person that you are right now? You ain't got to think too far back, Coach.
About what I want to say.
Okay.
What angle do I want to play? You know?
Yeah.
But you know, I would honestly say to be careful who you trust. Right? Be careful who you trust. And I know, you know, a lot of times as young adults, we don't want to listen to our parents. You know, you have your kids and you're like, oh, they're not really your friend. My mom used to say that all the time. That's not your friend. That's not your friend. They don't have your best interest at heart. You know, don't trust them. And I would always be like,
you don't know.
You don't know. You know, and then 6 months later, I'm running back to her talking about, oh, she ain't my friend no more, or he broke up with me. You know, so you know, be careful. You know, who you trust, and trust that instinct, like someone talked about earlier. You know, that discernment. We all have it. You know, we just have to be able to make that louder and the doubt that we have quieter, right? I don't think that anyone who uses their discernment and is, you know, their senses are heightened, I don't think it's that, you know, they don't experience moments where they feel like maybe my discernment is not as not working as well. Like, are you on today? Like, what's happening? Are you there? Yeah. Right. You know, we have those moments, but being able to make that the dominant, you know, voice that we are able to hear and the dominant trait that we're paying attention to, definitely would be what I would say, you know, because I had that inkling, I had that feeling, you know, that maybe that wasn't the right person, or maybe those weren't the right group of people. But just the fact that my mom was telling me, I was like, I'm gonna prove you wrong, right? And then, you know, ended up proving her right. So, you know, trusting that your intuition, you know, the Holy Spirit is within all of us. So trusting in that, and, you know, just making the right decisions and the best decision that you can with the information that you have, right? You know, I find that people beat themselves up for making the wrong decision, but, you know, I always say I don't make wrong decisions. I make the best decision with the information that I have. And if it's not something that's going to yield the result that I want, at least I learned something.
Right. So, I love that.
I would say that.
I would tell my younger self to not play it safe all the time. You know, just go for your dreams. You know, a lot of times when you're younger, you're afraid to leave from home. You know, I went to Southern University because it was close to home and that's where everyone else was going, you know, but I had some friends like, oh, let's go out of state to school. But I'm like, oh no, you know, afraid, you know, to get out of my comfort zone. And, you know, that continues on in your life. You know, you stay in your comfort zone around people, you know, everybody from Greensboro, Shout out to St. Helena.
Shout out to
You
G-Town.
know?
Yes.
You know, a lot of my friends went to Southern, so it's like, hey, I'm going to Southern too, but you know, step out of my comfort zone. You know, I would tell my younger self to step out of your comfort zone, you know.
I love that because there's no elevation in the comfort zone at all.
None.
You have to get comfortable with being uncomfortable in order to grow.
Yeah. I want to live uncomfortable for the rest of my life, like doing things that I'm uncomfortable with, you know. So.
Right.
As for me, I would tell my younger self, you know, once someone show you who they are, believe who they are. You know, I got married when I was 19. So therefore, the same things that that person showed me when I was 19 end up being the same reason I divorced 11 years later, right? So just once somebody show you who they are, you know, you give them a chance and then a chance and then a chance. And I would tell the, you know, the listeners as well as my younger self, once someone show you who they are, even though you may want them to change, the reality is that is who they are. You know, you're just gonna have to, you know, walk in your greatness and it will result in cutting them off. But that's what I would tell my younger self. They done showed you who you are, who they are. So you just trust it. Go ahead on. It's okay, you know, it's okay to go ahead and walk in your greatness without that person. But I would definitely tell my younger self that.
Absolutely. So I would ask each one of you ladies, tell the listeners how they can connect with you. Like y'all need these people that's listening they need some of this empowerment and energy that I feel. So tell everyone where they can connect with you.
Hey guys, it's your girl Toya Imani. Listen, you guys can connect with me on Instagram at Lipstick by Imani, on Facebook at Lipstick by Imani, as well as TikTok. If you definitely could check out my website, www.lipstickbyimani.com, and also you email me, info@lipstickbyimani.com.
Absolutely. And all of that information will go in the description box, just so y'all know. So everything that y'all tell, like all of your information out, you know, I'm editing this out, of course, except for if you're on YouTube, you get to see everything and hear everything because I don't edit none of that from YouTube. So yeah.
Go ahead, Rich Auntie.
You can follow me at Bayou Classy Boutique on Instagram and on Facebook. And I want you guys to come and follow me on Saturdays. We have Grown and Sexy Fedora Saturdays. Look, all the fedoras that are on here tonight, they are by Bayou Classy Boutique. You guys come on there. It's a time where entrepreneurs come on live and we practice our elevator pitch. We did a SWOT analysis. And also we play games. We play Rich O, we do karaoke, we line dance, all virtually. We have a great time, so join us. Also on Fridays on the _Rich_Auntie_. Sorry, that's what was available. I do interviews every Friday, so watch out for the time. Thank you.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. I was on for the first time. I just knew I was coming back the week after, and then sleep got the best of me. So I'm looking forward to the next one. Like I was telling you last time, I wrote my numbers down, but I wasn't really paying attention. I think I missed some numbers. So this time when we play, what you call
Richo?
it? Richo.
When
we play Richo, I'm winning this time, okay?
All right.
All right, you guys. I'm Coach Shaniqua. You guys can find me on Instagram at the Coach Shaniqua. That's the best way to definitely get in contact with me and stay in contact with me there. I'm actually launching something new on Saturdays. I'm actually going to be doing social Saturdays at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I know that's early, but I'm going to be doing social Saturdays, and that is basically a social media audit. I'm going to allow people to come on the live with me, open up a clubhouse room, allow people to come onto the stage and get an audit, you know, what their account looks like, how they can make improvements. It's a service that I offer to my clients. I work off of 7 touch points of your profile. And so it's totally free, you know, on Saturdays. And so I would love to have you guys come out, join me on the live and do that.
But Instagram is where is my jam. That's where I spend most of my days. So definitely feel free to connect with me over on Instagram at the Coach Shaniqua.
Hey, absolutely.
Awesome.
Listen, you guys have been listening to Kicking It with KeKe, life, love, and all that other shit. I have been joined with some phenomenal ladies. I know the rich auntie over there laughing because she said that's her favorite part of the day.
It
When she
is.
say that, ooh, it
Yes.
just do something.
But I thank you guys for listening. Make sure that you like, subscribe, share. I am everywhere that plays podcast, and I am also on YouTube at Kicking It with KeKe without the G on kicking. You know, we kicking, not kicking, kicking. So,
All right.
would you ladies like to say anything that, like a takeaway message that listeners can, you know, just apply to their daily lives before we go ahead and close out? Is there anything you'd like to say?
I want to say thank you, Coach KeKe, for having me on the platform. And
Absolutely.
I've taken a little bit from, you know, each one of you guys, learning more about you guys, but just continue to walk in the greatness and continue to stay out your own way as I begin to, you know, elevate to the next level. So thank you.
Thank you, and you're welcome. Welcome, welcome. Anyone else?
I'm just thankful for this opportunity. I'm so elated that I am on Kicking It with KeKe. So thank you.
Y'all don't buck me up. Please don't get me hyped. Like Beyonce said, please don't get me hyped. Y'all doing that. Like, oh.
You deserve it.
You absolutely deserve it. I definitely want to say thank you for sure. You know, I'm gonna be honest. This is my first time being on someone's podcast, and I'm honored. You know that it was with my peeps. You know,
Oh, that's awesome. Yes.
so I think this is great. I listened to some of the past episodes. Always really great conversation. So thank you for allowing, you know, me and Rich Auntie and Toy to come on here and really pour into your audience. You know, people guard their audience, you know, like it's their kids, right? You can't just let anybody come talk to your audience. And so I don't take that for granted. I'm humbled. I thank you. And, you know, to the people who are listening, you know, I would encourage you guys to just go for it all. You set the standards, you create your reality. And so I encourage you guys to just go for it all.
Absolutely. Thank you, ladies, so much. I am humbled. I am excited. And I am just enjoying this journey. I cannot wait to see where it's going because I've gotten a glimpse and I'm elated. I'm getting all, you know, emotional behind it, but you know, I ain't gonna cry. But
It's okay to cry. It's okay to cry.
Let the tears flow. You know.
Listen, you know, this mascara and eyeliner, you know, ain't gonna let me be great. So yeah. But until next time, you guys, make sure that you're getting out of your own way. You know, love yourself so much that you are operating as your best self, regardless of who doesn't believe in you. Believe in yourself, and your tribe will come. I'm a firm believer that your vibe attracts your tribe, and it's okay to say no without feeling guilty. Until next time, thank you for listening, and love and light. Good night.
Good night.